Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're really getting tactical. We're looking at leadership burnout. But not just the recovery part. We want to explore the systems, how to prevent it in the first place.
Exactly. And we've got some fascinating source material that contrasts experiences across really different fields.
Right. We're talking healthcare specifically, ER-charged nurses, and then public libraries, regional directors. Seems worlds apart, but...
But the core problem, that's the key. It shows it's less about the mission saving lives versus, say, promoting literacy and more about the structure they're put into.
Okay, so structure. Explain that a bit.
Well, we're seeing these high-performing people, right? The really great clinician, the librarian everyone loves.
The ones who are amazing at their actual job.
Precisely. And then they get promoted into management and bam, they hit a wall. They're suddenly stuck in this impossible middle ground, pulled between demands from above and shrinking resources below.
The sources call that the promotion trap, right? And we're using two main case studies to see how this plays out.
Yes, Peter, who was an ER charge nurse managing about 25 staff.
Okay.
And Kate, who ended up overseeing 12 library branches, something like 150 employees.
Wow, okay. Big jump for both.
Huge jumps.
Yeah.
And their stories really drive home how universal this trap is. It doesn't matter the setting. The lack of support creates the same kind of, destructive pressure. Hashtag the modern manager's dilemma and symptoms.
So let's talk about that setup for failure. The sources are pretty clear, aren't they? It's usually not about the person's skill at their original job.
Not at all. It's the lack of preparation for the management role. Peter's case is striking. 10 years mastering the ER environment.
A decade of high-stakes experience.
Right, then promotion. And his management training.
What was it, a weekend seminar?
Even less. It was, and this is a direct quote, a 3-hour orientation on scheduling software.
3 hours, that's it, for managing 25 people in a high-stress ER.
That was it. Nothing on, personnel issues, delegations, setting boundaries, strategy, nothing.
Unbelievable. And Kate, similar story.
Mirrored, really. Loved the core work of being a librarian, engaging with the community, literacy.
Yeah.
But the director role, it just threw her into managing huge systemic problems. Budgets, boards, staffing across multiple locations without the right support or, frankly, the right tools.
And that's when they become that impossible buffer you mentioned.
Exactly. Look at Peter's conflict. He's got hospital admin pushing for faster turnover, cut costs, the drill.
Always the pressure from above?
Always. But then his own nurses, they're desperate. They need support. They need safe staffing ratios to just do their jobs properly.
And he's stuck in the middle.
Completely stuck.
Yeah.
The research specifically says he had no power to fix either side. He just ended up absorbing all that tension.
Oof. And Kate, different context, same dynamic?
Pretty much. The library board wants more programming, more community events, be everywhere.
Expand, expand, expand.
Right. But at the same time, budget cuts. So she's supposed to do more with less. Plus, strategic planning, constant meetings, staff needing mentoring. The sources said she had 0 buffer time, just constant reaction mode.
When you're stretched that thin, something has to give. Usually it's your own well-being.
Absolutely. The body keeps the score, as they say. Peter's physical symptoms were, alarming.
Yeah, you mentioned his heart rate.
Spiking to 140. Just during routine patient handoffs. Think about that stress level.
Intense.
And it led him down that path of trying to fix it by changing jobs. He went to 3 different hospitals thinking maybe it was the place.
So it was the role, the structure.
It was the structure. Eventually, he just couldn't take it. Walked out. Quit without notice. Just burned right out.
Wow. And Kate's experience, you said it was more emotional?
Deeply emotional. What psychologists call anhedonia. She just felt empty. Lost all the joy.
Even in reading. For a librarian.
Yeah, couldn't even read for pleasure anymore. That thing that defined her career, her passion. Gone. And she developed this, visceral aversion to her calendar. Just opening it felt overwhelming.
That loss of joy, it's such a critical warning sign, isn't it, that the whole system is overloaded.
It really is. And it's never just about the leader, is it? The team feels it immediately.
Right, the ripple effect. Peter's stress. How did that impact his nurses?
It came out as irritability, micromanaging. Classic signs. And the sources directly link his leadership style, born from that stress, to 2 experienced nurses quitting. They specifically cited him.
So his burnout caused turnover, costly turnover.
Hugely costly.
Yeah.
And with Kate, some more impact on her library system. Yeah, the metrics showed it. Circulation numbers started declining. Internal conflicts among staff just simmered because she didn't have the bandwidth, the energy to mediate or resolve them.
Her burnout basically paralyzed parts of the system.
It radiated outwards. And we should also touch on the personal factors that came up later during recovery. For Peter, it was things like perfectionism.
Ah, the high achiever trait.
Exactly. Difficulty trusting others enough to delegate effectively, and maybe that underlying need to say yes to everything, to feel valued. Those internal drivers can make you more vulnerable to the external pressures. Tactical solutions and strategic frameworks.
Okay, so the problem is structural, systemic. That means the fixes need to be strategic too, right? Not just try harder.
Absolutely. And the first big shift is learning how to filter requests. The sources call it the art of strategic saying no.
Sounds useful. It's not about being unhelpful, is it?
Not at all. It's about having a clear framework to protect your core mission, your actual responsibilities.
So what's the framework? How do you decide?
It boils down to asking yourself 3 key questions before you agree to something new.
Okay.
1, does this task directly serve the primary mission? For Peter, that's patient safety. For Kate, maybe it's community literacy access.
Makes sense. What's 2?
2, does this genuinely require my specific expertise or authority? Or could someone else handle it?
Important distinction. And 3,
and this is maybe the most crucial, will saying yes to this prevent me from doing something else that's actually a higher priority?
Ah, the opportunity cost.
Exactly. Peter looked back and realized he probably should have declined like half the committees he was on.
Committees.
The time sink.
Quality improvement, patient satisfaction surveys, budget meetings. Places where, honestly, his input as that specific manager wasn't essential or was largely ignored anyway.
And there's the script for saying no, to make it less awkward.
Yeah, the sources suggest something professional and clear, like, I appreciate you thinking of me for this. However, to maintain my focus on essential duties like direct patient care oversight and staff development, I need to decline this particular commitment at this time.
Simple, direct, professional, protects your capacity.
Okay, protecting that capacity is what lets you move to the next big strategy.
Yeah.
Delegation, but effective delegation.
Right, not just dumping tasks.
No, it's about delegating responsibility, shifting ownership. The big trap, the one Peter and Kate both fell into, is that thought, ugh, it's just faster if I do it myself. Oh, I know that feeling well. It feels efficient in the moment, but it's deadly long-term.
It's completely unsustainable. You mentioned the RCI matrix earlier. Let's break that down quickly.
Okay, RACI.
Right. R is for responsible. That's the person or people who actually do the work.
Got it. The doer.
A is for accountable. This is key. It's the one person ultimately answerable for the outcome. Usually the manager. They own it.
Okay, owner, accountable.
C is for consulted. These are the folks whose input you need before you make a decision or do the work, like experts or key stakeholders.
Get their advice first.
And I is for informed, people you need to tell after the decision is made or the action is taken, keeping them in the loop.
RACI, responsible, accountable, consulted, informed. So how did Peter mix these up?
Well, think about a code blue in the ER. High stress, fast action needed.
Right.
Peter, as the charge nurse, should have been primarily accountable for the overall outcome, the debrief after, ensuring protocols were followed.
Okay, the oversight role.
But instead, he was trying to be all 4 roles at once. He'd be running to the code, responsible, trying to direct everything, accountable, shouting for input, consulted, and trying to update people, informed, simultaneously.
That sounds like pure chaos and ineffective.
Totally. The responding nurse at the bedside, they're responsible for carrying out the actions. Peter's job was the bigger picture, the accountability. By diving into the doing, he was actually abandoning his core management function.
So what should he have delegated?
Things like routine shift assignments, maybe parts of new hire orientation, protocol updates, even equipment checks. He could assign those responsibilities to capable senior nurses.
Makes sense. And Kate, same pattern?
Same pattern, different setting. Let's say they launched a new system-wide literacy program.
Okay.
The branch managers at each of the 12 libraries, they should have been responsible for implementing it locally, adapting it to their community.
Right, they know their branches best.
Kate's role should have been accountable, setting the overall strategy, securing the funding, tracking the system-wide results.
But instead,
she felt she had to personally design the program and try to oversee the implementation details at every single branch. She was stuck being responsible when she needed to be accountable.
Trying to do it all herself again, which leads right into time management, doesn't it? Especially Kate's situation with meetings.
Oh, absolutely. That figure's staggering 25 to 30 hours a week just in meetings.
Out of a standard 40-hour week, that leaves almost no time for actual strategic work, planning, thinking.
None. It's pure reaction and information churn. So the fix she implemented, based on the source materials, was really about reclaiming her time architecture.
Time architecture, I like that. What does she do?
Two main things. First, themed days. For example, she blocked off Monday mornings completely. No meetings, period. That time was sacred for strategic planning, board report prep, deep work.
Protecting focus time. Smart.
Second, she created specific office hours, say Tuesday and Thursday afternoons. That was the time for her managers to bring her issues, but they had to come prepared, maybe group their questions. It stopped the constant trickle of interruptions.
Batching communication. Efficient.
And she started batching her own communications too, instead of responding instantly to every single email, breaking that reactive cycle.
Did she actually cut meetings too?
Oh yeah, aggressively. Those individual weekly check-ins with each of the 12 branch managers switched to bi-weekly, maybe even monthly for some standing liaison meetings, just replaced entirely with a structured email update.
It really shows how much of the work that leads to burnout isn't the core mission, but the inefficient processes surrounding it.
Exactly. It's the administrative drag, the meeting overload, the lack of clear delegation. That's what drains the energy. Hashtag recovery, boundaries, and systemic change.
Let's talk recovery. Peter took 18 months off. That sounds like a long time, but the sources break it down into phases, don't they?
Yes, and it highlights just how deep the burnout can go. That first year especially wasn't about, finding a new career path immediately. It was described as an emergency protocol.
Emergency protocol, meaning?
Okay. Meaning basic, deep rest. The sources call it micro recovery on a macro scale. Just sleeping. Reestablishing simple routines, eating regularly, letting the nervous system actually calm down from being in constant fight or flight mode.
Just fundamental healing.
Fundamental healing. Only after that period of, let's call it nervous system repair, could he even begin to address the underlying personal factors we mentioned, the perfectionism, the delegation fears. You can't do that work when you're utterly depleted.
Makes sense. You need some foundation to build on. And to prevent it happening again, boundaries become critical.
Absolutely non-negotiable. The sources outline 4 key types that both Peter and Kate had to implement rigorously.
Okay, what's the first?
Digital boundaries. This is a big one today. For Peter, it meant absolutely no checking the EHR, the patient charting system, from home. Work stays at work.
And for Kate?
No email after 6 p.m. No email on weekends. Full stop.
Okay, digital walls. What's next?
Physical boundaries. Creating actual separation. Peter made a rule. When his shift ends, he physically leaves the building.
No lingering.
Clear cutoff. Kate negotiated to work remotely 2 days a week. Not just for convenience, but specifically to carve out time for deep, focused, strategic work away from the daily operational whirl.
Interesting. Physical separation enabling mental separation. Third type.
Emotional boundaries. This one can be really tough, especially for people in caring professions.
Yeah, how does that work?
For Peter, it meant learning to care deeply about his patients and support his staff, but without personalizing every single setback or complication, not taking it all on as his own failing.
Detached concern, almost.
Something like that. For Kate, it was learning that when the board criticized a strategic plan, it was feedback on the plan, not a judgment that she was a failure as a person, separating the role from the self.
That's a hard but crucial distinction. And the last one?
Time boundaries. Simple but powerful. Working the scheduled hours, 40 hours, or whatever the contract says, and that's it. Resisting the creep.
Easier said than done in demanding roles.
Definitely. Which is why they needed clear communication scripts, like the one suggested. To maintain the quality of my work during scheduled hours, I protect my off time for rest and recovery. For non-urgent issues, I'll be sure to address them when I'm back on my next shift.
Professional, sets expectations, reinforces the boundary.
Exactly. And these personal boundaries, they aren't just defensive. They actually form the foundation for the really crucial step, advocating upwards.
Pushing for systemic change, using the business case.
Yes. You have to speak the language of the organization, which is often money. You need to show how burnout isn't just a people problem, it's a financial problem.
So Peter used his unit's turnover rate.
Precisely. The cost to replace just one experienced ER nurse. The sources estimate $80,000 to $100,000. Think recruitment, onboarding, training, lost productivity.
Wow, that adds up fast.
And his unit had a 40% turnover rate. 40%. He could make a powerful argument. Investing in things like safe staffing ratios, proper management support, and training isn't an expense. It's an investment that saves millions by preventing that costly churn.
Turning the cost of the problem into the ROI for the solution. Very smart. And Kate?
Her numbers were maybe even more dramatic for a single position. The cost of replacing a director-level position like hers, often estimated at 150 to 200% of the annual salary.
So for her, maybe $180,000 to $240,000 just to replace her.
Easily. And that's before you factor in the cost of the staff turnover her burnout contributed to, the decline in services. The sources suggested her burnout ultimately cost the system maybe 10 times the $85,000 it would have cost to hire an assistant director to provide support.
The business case becomes undeniable when you frame it like that.
It really does. Support isn't nice to have. It's fiscally responsible.
And once you have that support or you fight for it, you can start modeling sustainable leadership.
Yeah, Kate's example is great here. She now makes a point of visibly leaving at 5 p.m. She takes her vacation time and she's actually unreachable when she's off.
Sends a powerful message.
And she celebrates staff members who set good boundaries too. It starts to shift the whole organizational culture away from that toxic always-on mentality towards health and sustainability.
Which allows people to finally define their enough line.
Exactly. Moving beyond that relentless, burnout-inducing striving for, well, for what? More.
Right. What did enough look like for Peter post-recovery?
It was about providing excellent care, yes, but also developing his nurses into competent professionals, and crucially, having energy left over for his life outside the hospital walls.
A balanced definition. And Kate.
Leading a library system that genuinely serves its community well, developing her own managers effectively, and this is the detail I love, having the energy to actually read books for pleasure again.
Back to the job.
Back to the joy. That's the real metric, isn't it? Restoring the passion that brought you to the work in the first place. Hashtag outro.
So wrapping this up, what really jumps out from these sources, these stories, is that sustainable leadership.
Yeah.
It's definitely a marathon, not some kind of sprint fueled by sheer willpower. And the real solutions, they have to be organizational, strategic. It's not just about telling people to be more resilient.
Absolutely. And what's really thought-provoking for me is when the burnout path started for both Peter and Kate.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily when the job got hard.
Right. When was it?
It was the moment they were promoted into that management role without the vital structural supports already in place.
So the promotion itself, without the scaffolding, was the trigger point.
Yeah, the lack of management training, the absence of clear delegation systems, not having those resource buffers, that's what set them up for failure despite being excellent practitioners. The structure failed them.
Which leaves us with a final question for you, the listener. Thinking about your own role, your own capacity. If you really mapped out your core responsibilities against all the other things you've taken on, maybe unnecessarily, what's one committee, one meeting, one task you could realistically eliminate starting today?
Using that strategic saying no script we talked about?
Exactly. Use the script. What could you cut to take back just a little bit of that vital capacity? Think about it.
This is the brief on Vincent Walters' burn bright, not out approach to leadership recovery. So you know this material. It's basically a direct, kind of motivational script. The whole point is to get leaders like you to stop watching solutions and start living them, like immediately. And it's all based on the established work of Vincent Walters. Okay, let's break down the 3 things you really need to grab onto here. The authority behind it, that first diagnostic step, and then, the paths you can take for full recovery. First, remember, these recovery strategies, they're straight from Vincent Walters' breakthrough stuff in Burn Bright, Not Out. The big push here is for you to live the solution. That means actually using the recovery systems he's offering, like right away. Second, and this is really crucial, the very first thing you got to do is take that free quiz he offers. Why? Because it's built to help you figure out exactly what your specific burnout trigger is. You absolutely need to know that before you jump into the full recovery, right? Finally, once you've got that trigger pinpointed, there are 3 main ways to get the complete recovery lowdown. You can buy the ebook or the paperback. They have the whole system laid out. Or if you want a full roadmap, you could enroll in the comprehensive online course. And hey, don't worry about searching all the links for these options. They're right there in the description for you. So bottom line, these recovery strategies offer leaders those immediate diagnostic tools and really specific paths to actively stop the burnout cycle and start rebuilding in a way that actually lasts.